Okay, this is the Untraditional Sports Broadcast. I'm your broadcaster, Ross Michaels, and today's topic is, should Colin Kaepernick be able to play in the NFL? And my answer is yes. Originally, I was trying to avoid this topic as much as possible. And the original topic of this video was going to be about should Phillip Rivers retire or not. But this topic's been on my mind so much, and honestly, the whole media has been all over it, so I might as well cash in on that. We'll start out with this. This is mainly going to be about football. Politically, I'm not going to talk about it that much, but politically, I believe that Colin Kaepernick, here's the thing. I think he had a good cause, and he's put his money where his mouth is, but I do think not standing for the national anthem is disrespectful, and players should either have to stand for the national anthem or stay in the locker room. I agree with that rule, but I do think Colin Kaepernick should be able to play in the NFL. Honestly, he's better than half the backups in the football league right now, if not 25% of the starters right now. Like, he would be way better than Mitch Trubisky or James Winston or whoever the Titans decide this week to be their quarterback. Like, I really do think I don't just think, I know for a fact that Colin Kaepernick is good enough to get to a Super Bowl, because he has in the past. Not only that, he almost went to back-to-back Super Bowls if it wasn't for just one bad play call. Like, honestly, and agree or disagree with his politics, you can't say that Colin Kaepernick's not good enough to be in the NFL. Like, he was literally in a Super Bowl 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I know it's been 3 years since he's played football, but in that workout, he's shown that he still has really good arm strength, and obviously he's still an athlete. But my main problem with this is he should be in the NFL before Antonio Brown's allowed back into the NFL, because what Antonio Brown did, I know they're just allegations, but if you don't know, he's under rape allegation. But not only that, he physically threatened the person that's accusing him. Now, I still believe that, innocent before proven guilty, but if you're innocent, some word of advice, Antonio Brown: don't threaten the person that is accusing you. Just a word of advice. But that's a whole separate rabbit hole. But if he gets a chance before Colin Kaepernick, that's just wrong, because all Colin Kaepernick did, which I still disagree with, is just take a knee compared to actually physically threatening someone. You see how one is kind of worse than the other? I'm not saying the other one's good, but I'm saying one definitely deserves a chance versus the other. And Colin Kaepernick, the whole thing this week was that on Saturday for his workout, he changed the location of the workout. The original workout was supposed to be with the Falcons, but he changed it at some high school nearby. And the whole reason for that is because Colin Kaepernick wanted ownership of the film, which I kind of understand both sides. On one side, the NFL side, they're giving you a chance. Just be happy that they're giving you a chance. It's the greatest sports league in the world. Just be happy that they're giving you a chance. But on the other side, I understand why Colin Kaepernick didn't really trust the NFL, because they've already tried to keep him out of the league for the last 3 years. How does he not know that he would never see that film again or be able to distribute it to other teams later on? I understand the distrust there, so I kind of understand both sides of the coin there. And like, there's a couple of things that people have been saying about him. Like, there's some people have said that, oh, he did this for money. And they're just saying that based off of the Nike commercial that he had. Let's put it this way. If you are trying to get a Nike commercial, which way would give you the better chance of doing that? Playing in the NFL? Or being on the streets just doing nothing? Like, I think which one is more likely to get a Nike commercial is very obvious. So I don't think Colin Kaepernick planned on getting a Nike commercial after that. I think he just got very lucky to get that Nike commercial. And the thing is, he's been putting the money where his mouth is. He's donated so much. If he was signed today, he'd be the second most charitable player next to JJ Watt. And I'm not just spinning that out. Like, that is the actual fact. Like, he's donated more than, I think, let me double check this. Like, it was close to most of the earnings that he got that from that Nike commercial. Like, it was the same amount. I can't find it at the moment. So if I'm completely wrong about that and it was only 50%, 50% is still a huge amount. And I looked up on how many players, how much money the average player donates to a charity of such, and Colin Kaepernick would definitely be number 2, maybe number 3. Like seriously, like, what? Like, he deserves to be. I guess my main argument is he deserves to be in the NFL a whole lot more than Antonio Brown. I won't mind if a team doesn't sign him, but if Antonio Brown gets a spot in the NFL before Colin Kaepernick, that's just pure wrong. Like I said earlier, one guy just takes a knee, the other guy like physically like threatens a person and possibly still under investigation insulted one. Like, what? Like, I think the people that don't want Colin Kaepernick in the NFL right now, fine. But you can't say, oh, it's okay for Antonio Brown to come in if that does happen. Now, if you don't want either in the NFL, I guess, fair point. They, like, you're just being, that's at least reasonable, I guess. I do think Colin Kaepernick is good enough to be in the NFL. I think there was a better way for him to get his message across without, making feel some troops or some veterans disrespected. If I was Colin Kaepernick and I was thinking about this topic really a lot, like his whole police brutality thing, what I would have done was, see, when a team loses, they ask serious questions about, like, oh, how to get better and all that. But when a team wins, they're kind of silly questions and not really that important to answer. So every time I would win a football game, I would talk about that, cause, like, police brutality if I were him. And I feel like that would still got his message across, but at the same time, not disrespecting the troops or, like, the troops that felt offended by what he did. But either way, one, he's not allowed to do that anymore if he does sign with the NFL with the new rules where you either have to stay in the locker room or stand for the national anthem. So people can't be mad about that. So, I don't know. I think he will find a spot with a team. I think the best place for him for his career would be the Seahawks as a career backup for Russell Wilson. But I also could see him being a starter for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because, man, that's a circus show at quarterback right now. But, and of course, like, he would be an upgrade at quarterback for the Bears, like, duh. Now, I don't think he is as good as he was when he was in that Super Bowl, but he's definitely, after watching the tape, good enough to be a career backup. And we'll see how this works out. I might make another video on this if he's signed to another team. Heck, I might make a video about this. I would definitely make a video about this if Antonio Brown is allowed back in the NFL before Colin Kaepernick. Well, that's all. This is a new segment that I'm going to do at the end of each show, and it's about just doing one good deed a week to help someone out that you normally wouldn't, like homeless shelter, food drives, your local church, just anything to spread some good around. And share, like, and subscribe, but more importantly, spread some good around. Give people hope that don't have it, because people just kind of walk all over them. And see you next week.